What's happening, everyone? Jay Shockblast here, and check it out. Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham is probably going to be the last Lego Batman game. I hope. I don't know for sure, but hopefully from here on out we are going to go Lego DC superheroes or Lego DC supervillains, however they want to do it. I'm glad that we got a lot of DC games with Lego Batman, 1, 2, and 3. But I think I like the game when it's kind of focused on the entire DC universe and not just Batman himself. Obviously, they used Batman to get the sales because Batman is one of the most recognizable names in all of comics and probably all of entertainment. I mean, he's up there with Darth Vader, So this is a retrospective all characters unlocked video. There's a huge roster here, and it's a little challenging to get to. You have to go through those extra steps if you're Batman or Robin, but this was quite the impressive list of characters, and what's even better about it is part of the story focused on one of my favorite parts of the DC universe, the lanterns. Okay, so we've got lots of different lantern related characters, and we're going to talk about them all. And there's lots of DLC characters as well, as you can see, just beyond our custom characters. Aw, I had a custom character named Teddy. He looked terrible. For those of you who don't know, my dog's name is Teddy, and that kind of hit me as I was recording this, but we're going to leave it in there. So yeah, we've got lots of characters, so I'm going to blow right through a bunch of these, and this is a good roster. I love Lego DC supervillains, and the one downside of this game is the hub worlds, okay? I think they meant well with the hub worlds, but they are barren and just, there's nothing to do. Like, once you do your quests, it is just a rock, And I don't think a lot of people really liked the round nature of them. I think they meant well, okay? It just was a misfire. I think in a perfect world, it would have been pretty cool if they found a way to make all the different lantern hub worlds linked together so as one big one, or if they had just done them all kind of like the Green Lantern world, where they're not like round circles that you kind of go in circles around. There were some misfires here, but it is what it is, and all was corrected with Lego DC Supervillains. Phenomenal game that's out now. But for now, let's take a look at the roster of Lego DC Batman, or Lego DC Batman, Lego Batman 3. So obviously we got Batman, we got Robin, and what they did for these guys is they gave them a bunch of different suits. None of these that I'm aware of are really necessarily real, although this does look a little bit like the Dawnbreaker from Dark Knight Metal. You've got your power suit, and that obviously looks a little bit like, this was one of the big suits they showed when the game was coming out. This obviously looks a little bit like Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice. You got his sonar suit. It's really crazy to kind of look at these now and the designs and how they've kind of used, not really totally used, but like some of these designs were kind of incorporated elsewhere. I mean, that suit looks a little bit like the Dawnbreaker suit as well, just different colors. He had his Arctic suit, which is just a white suit. This one looks pretty awesome, his Tron suit. And then you had his scuba suit. So, and then there was Robin. Robin had all the same type of suits. This is, I'm going to assume, Dick Grayson Robin? I don't, that's a good question. I don't really know which Robin this was supposed to be. Maybe it was Tim Drake. I don't know. I don't really know. Did they ever really differentiate? It's been so long since I actually actively kind of played the game. So I don't remember which Robin this was supposed to be, and I know that you guys will probably have a good idea of it. But it feels like it's traditional Dick Grayson Robin. Just throw Dr. Fate's helmet on there. The Master of Magnetism. So, alright, whatever. Then you had Alfred, you know. I like it that they included Alfred as a character that you could just download. And, or not download, but that you could just add in the character creator in LEGO DC Supervillains. So here's Green Lantern. I love Green Lantern. Like, Hal Jordan Green Lantern is one of my favorites. He is the Green Lantern. He will always be the Green Lantern. And there you have it. So Green Lantern. We've got Martian Manhunter. So obviously we load up with Justice League characters early on. These are all characters that we can use at various points in the game and the story. Obviously the story revolved around Brainiac, but also brought us to all the different Lantern worlds. So he obviously grows to his big form. Then we have Cyborg. One of the things that's hard to like kind of... Oh, Cyborg had all his suits too. I like, I guess, the suits, but like at the same time, I don't know. I don't know if I really need to show them all, but I will. Cyborg is like a composite of like the two versions of Cyborg. You know, you've got your Teen Titan style Cyborg, and then you've got your more serious Justice League Cyborg. I'm more partial towards the serious Cyborg. I'm not like a big fan of the dorky, you know, I don't know. I just don't love the Cyborg that's like always like being childish or whatever. So this is what changed it all right here, right? This came out... Did this come out before or after Avengers, Lego Marvel Avengers? I can't remember, but you know, speedsters are really a fan favorite in these Lego games, and I think that was the big complaint for Lego Marvel 2, especially after Marvel Avengers and after Lego Dimensions and after having the speedsters here. Everybody just wanted the speedsters forever. You got Superman. There's a bunch of Supermans. There's a Superman DLC. So this is one of them. Then you got Clark Kent. Then you have Wonder Woman. Man, the new 52 Wonder Woman suit in LEGO DC Supervillains, amazing. Love it. My favorite Wonder Woman suit. Yeah, Killer Croc. And, I don't know. I think I like this version a little bit more than the Killer Croc that we had in LEGO DC Supervillains. He's got those chompers. The Joker! Yes! Mark Hamill at his finest. No, that's an awful Joker voice. But, you know, Joker was obviously a very central figure of LEGO DC Supervillains, and he was here as well. I think he had his own little suits. Yep. He had his decoy suit. I like this suit because it's like a kind of a nod to the Killing Joke. Well, no, it's not a nod. It is the Killing Joke suit, basically. The only thing he doesn't have is a camera. Does he have a camera? No. But it's basically his Killing Joke suit, which is amazing. Ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? Almost messed that up. So those are all his different suits. Now, if everybody wants to start now, you can take bets on who the character I'm going to miss is, because inevitably I always miss something. So Lex obviously had a bunch of different suits. They definitely went heavy on the different suits here. The Lex mech was actually pretty cool. Captain Lex Luthor. Oh man. Deadshot Luthor. Invisible Luthor. I don't know where all this is coming from. Future Luthor. So there you go there. Lex Luthor. Plastic Man. Did you know Plastic Man's getting his own movie? How crazy is that? And they really just kind of took him right out of this, didn't they? I didn't even realize, I guess. Doing, 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 doing. Alright, so Plastic Man. Cheetah. And I don't know, I always feel like I have to say this, but Cheetah, like, not Mortal Kombat, Injustice 2, I hated Cheetah. Like, I don't know what it was, but there was something about her that I just could not stand. And I just, like, I feel like I always basically just got Cheetah's gear. And it always drove me nuts. Firefly. This is a character that, like, I'm a little surprised. This was a character that was very much liked in this game. And just about every LEGO game, it seems like Firefly is one of those random Batman villain characters that everybody wants in their game. Or in the game, I should say. So, yeah, Firefly. Solomon Grundy. I think they did a really good job upgrading Solomon Grundy in this new game. LEGO DC Supervillains. So I love the way they have the tombstones, but this version of Solomon was actually pretty good too. Ace the Bat-Hound. Alright. I'm going to do a mea culpa here a little bit. Alright. When I was making videos for this game, I was so against Ace the Bat-Hound and Crypto. Like, I was wrong. I was wrong. Like, for me, I was like in super serious mode when this game came out. And I was like, nah, give me all the characters, like the real characters I want. Don't give me dogs. I'm wrong. Completely wrong. And I'll tell you where I changed my mind. I think I was watching on a live stream of a panel that they were doing. Maybe it might have been when I was at New York Comic Con before LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 came out. But I watched a live panel, and a little boy asked Arthur if we'd be able to do custom dogs because he wanted to make his dog in the game. And my heart just melted, and I'm a dog owner. You know, you guys that have followed the channel, you know, for a long time know, obviously back when this game was out, I had my dog, my boxer Teddy, who I loved and still love and miss terribly. And now I've got Thor, my new boxer, and Jigs, who was my father's dog that we've just adopted. So, you know, I'm a huge lover of dogs, and I'm going to just go to Crypto right now. I feel like these guys both need to be on the screen at the same time. I was wrong about these guys, alright? They belong in the game, and I was actually sad that Ace the Bat-Hound was not in LEGO DC Supervillains, because, you know, these two guys, they are cool, and I'm okay with it, you know? Just like I was okay with Lucky in LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2, so that is me admitting wrongdoing and apologizing. But one thing that I was not wrong about is... Where is it? Where's the Bat Cow? There it is. I was not wrong about the Bat Cow. This, I get, it was a nod, but we did not need the Bat Cow at all. Was not wrong about the Bat Cow. Do not apologize for the Bat Cow. This was bad. And we'll move on. So, Adam West, you know, I was in Los Angeles for E3 right when Adam West died. And he's doing the Bat Sui. And I got to actually see when they lit the bat signal or they lit the light for him. And it was really cool, man. Like, I'm not going to lie. So it makes sense. They had Adam West in here, not as a tribute because I think he was obviously still alive when this game was out. But, you know, I'm okay with stuff like this. They did it with Stan Lee for so long. So having Adam West was not that big of a deal. We also had 1966 Alfred. You know, we were dealing with a lot of the 1966 characters were in the game. And Batman was doing his 75th anniversary, I believe, when this game came out. So, Ambush Bug. Yeah, cool. If I remember correctly, there were actually a lot of people that were pretty excited about Ambush Bug. And I don't know if it's because it was when LEGO DC Supervillain, or not, I'm sorry, because of DC Universe Online. Because DC Universe Online, I feel like Ambush Bug was like a character that you dealt with a lot when you were like breaking into vaults or something. I haven't played that game in so long, but I feel like he was a narrator. Like, he was a character that you encountered quite often. So, for me, I mean, whatever. They got him done. They got him out of the way. I'm fine with that. But, yeah. Aquaman, man. I love this character. Like, honestly, this version of Aquaman was fantastic, I think. I think they really kind of nailed his cheeseball comic mannerisms. And I love the way that he kind of summons, eventually, like dolphins and whatnot, or sharks that kind of do little moves eventually. Like, he's usually done it by now, but he's going to just prove a liar out of me. Extend this video, make it longer. So,
I'd better get a move on.
Alright, we'll just switch off of him, maybe, whoever, there it is. Yeah, the shark. So, Arkillo. Arkillo is one of Sinestro's lieutenants, if you will. A member of the Sinestro Corps. And this is one of those characters that I thought was just so cool. Because it got us one of the Lantern characters. Which was just... I love the Lanterns, man. Blackest Night, one of my favorite storylines. We have the Atom. I believe this is Ray Palmer. You know, our shrinking character, growing character. Atrocitus. Alright. Now, Atrocitus, everybody always asks, who's your favorite DC Comics character? Mine is Atrocitus, the Red Lantern. I'm a huge fan of the Red Lanterns, and, you know, Atrocitus is why. A lot of people think that this version of Atrocitus is actually better than the version in LEGO DC Supervillains. And I guess. I mean, I like them both a lot. So you really can't complain either way. But, man, I was so thrilled when I saw Atrocitus in this game. Like, I still remember it. It was just, like, so cool. And then, of course, Bleez comes out with him. But Bleez is also a playable character in both games. And I was so thrilled when they added both of them back to LEGO DC Supervillains. And quite frankly, I really just hope that they never take them out. So we've got Bane. Bane is obviously a really popular character. Like, I realize that the next LEGO DC game, there's a really good chance that we're not going to get Atrocitus, but for all you TT folks out there, never take him out. And for you DC Comics people, never remove him. Alright, so we got Barbara Gordon as Batgirl. Then we have 1966 Batgirl. I gotta blow through some of these because we're getting long already. You got Batman 1966, obviously the Adam West version of Batman. We've got the Green Lantern Batman from Darkest Night. I love it when they do stuff like this. This is awesome. So I was very, very much a fan of this. There's also a Yellow Lantern in the DLC. You have Batman in Joker disguise. I love his little bat bow tie. You've got Batman Zur-En-Arrh. So he's a crazy weirdo Batman from another dimension. Another character that a lot of people really loved to have in this game. And you got Bat-Mite, who was kind of one of the narrators in the game, I believe. So it was Lego Batman then, so like I can deal with having all these extra Batman characters. Beast Boy, I'm not gonna really show all of his transformations because it's very similar to Lego DC Supervillains, but this obviously massive fan favorite. I think this is where I really understood that Beast Boy was so popular, because I did not before. So turns into the gorilla. You got Black Adam. Allegedly, The Rock will be Black Adam someday. You got Black Canary. The wife of the Green Arrow. Now and forever. Black Hand. So, Black Hand, for those of you that don't know, is kind of one of the reasons Blackest Night kind of started. And he is a Black Lantern, not really here. He was always a bit of a 2-bit villain, but he really made things difficult with Blackest Night. So, such a great story. You gotta read it if you haven't already. Black Manta, man, how things have changed for him since this. dude's got his own like feature in a DLC. He's got like 2 versions of Black Manta in LEGO DC Supervillains. Bleeze, the Red Lantern. She's kind of like, I don't want to say she's second in command. She's more like, she's like Starscream, okay? To use a Transformers analogy reference. Starscream wants to be the leader and is constantly trying to usurp Megatron. She is a Red Lantern, first and foremost, but she wants to be the leader, and she's always scheming and trying to usurp Atrocitus, but I like Bleeze. I love this version. I was actually a little sad Bleeze didn't make the cut for LEGO DC Supervillains, but it makes sense. Like, you can't have this. She's not a popular enough character to have her in every game, even though she was working with Kyle Rayner, and there was like one lantern from each of the spectrums that was working with Kyle Rayner to, like, I don't remember the whole story. I think they were trying to find like the White Lantern ring or whatever. Blue Beetle, man, did he get an upgrade? A little bit of an upgrade in LEGO DC Supervillains. Jaime Reyes. So yeah. Booster Gold! He's got his own mission and everything in LEGO DC Supervillains, so he's not that much different in this game. Brainiac. So this was obviously the main villain of this game. He was also the main villain of Injustice 2. So I feel like DC really wanted Brainiac to have like this big rise, and it never really worked out. I think he was even involved in like Supergirl. So the thing about these games is they usually try to like use them to enhance characters they want to focus on. And they really focused on Brainiac a lot, but I don't think the payoff was there quite the way it has been for some other characters. So you got a Brainiac minion, yay, whatever. Bronze Tiger, and they went with the literal tiger version of him here, whereas in the game, in LEGO DC Supervillains, they went with a more human Bronze Tiger. I guess I kind of prefer this version. Bruce Wayne, because apparently we needed an actual Bruce Wayne. I'm not going to bother going to any other planets. I feel like the lighting is best here, which is why I usually make the videos here when I would ever do it. Captain Cold, standard issue. Catwoman. There's a few different versions of Catwoman that they've got all tucked behind here. The more modern one. 1966 Catwoman. And pre-52. So this is right around the time New 52 is also happening. So. And yeah. Cheetah in Robin disguise, because we needed more than one version of Cheetah. Cheshire, who I have a little bit more of an appreciation for now, I suppose. Back when she came out, honestly, even up until LEGO DC Supervillains, I hadn't really watched Young Justice, and not a character I really cared about, but I at least get her more now. Composite Superman. Literally half Superman, half Batman, right down the middle. Kind of a cool character, I guess, but yeah. Excuse me, Condiment King. Hated this guy. And, you know, again, very super serious. That's just kind of how I roll. I want, like, more serious characters. This time around, they completely redid him. He actually looks pretty cool in the grand scheme of things. But, yeah, I don't know. I would just rather some more serious characters. You know, serious characters like Croc Henchman. Cyborg Superman, legit character. So there you go. Deadshot. Now Deadshot had an upgrade in Lego DC Supervillains, and in this game himself, there is a DLC version in the squad, and yeah, pretty cool to see. Deathstroke the Tone, another character that had an upgrade in this game with the squad DLC. One of my favorite characters in DC Comics, and I liked his version in Lego DC Supervillains too. Detective Chimp, of course he gets 2 characters in both Lego Batman 3 and DC Supervillains. Crazy, right? Well, he's a new member of Justice League Dark, so again, you never know. They all find a way to work their way in. Deckstar, our Red Lantern cat. Deckstar actually has a really awesome story, like a backstory about how he got his Red Lantern ring. You should definitely look into it sometime. But he got to be in both games as well. Dr. Fate. He had a really big upgrade, I think, when it comes to this game to DC Supervillains. Doomsday. Alright, yeah, so Doomsday. I don't really have anything to add. Etrigan. He is in the Justice League Dark DLC. Definitely had a nice big upgrade. Not sure why they didn't find a way to just have him transform to Jason Blood, but I digress. This is the Firestorm, the Ronnie Raymond Firestorm that, you know, I kind of always have known. He's gone through some changes over the years. He is definitely a character that I guess you can use for the changes for diversification, if you will, but this is always how I've kind of pictured Firestorm personally. Let's do it right up here. So there you go, Firestorm. Frankenstein, another character that somehow managed to make it in this game and the next one. And it's crazy because he's such a cool looking character in both games. Normally this is the type of thing I would complain about, because honestly there is no really great or good reason why he should have been in both games. It's kind of like a one or another, like give somebody else a slot, but they just made him look so cool in the next game in DC Supervillains that I just had a really hard time complaining about it. As a matter of fact, he might have almost made my top 10 characters list. Geoff Johns. Okay, look, this is kind of like Adam West. You got to give credit where credit's due. Geoff Johns wearing his Lantern hat and Lantern shirt. He is one of the big writers of DC Comics. I think he's like one of the head people of DC Comics at this point. And it really makes a lot of sense to have him involved in the game. It really is a cool nod. And then we also have Jim Lee. Jim Lee, amazing artist. And let me just tell you something. I actually got to see Jim Lee's office at DC Comics. It was kind of a surreal moment. We didn't get to go in it, but like I walked by it, and you know, we couldn't take pictures, but at the DC offices, if you have your own actual office, they had like these sliding glass doors that were kind of like frosted, so you couldn't really see in. But they also, on the door itself, all the people that had the office could pick a piece of artwork that they wanted frosted over the glass. And I don't remember who Jim Lee had, to be honest with you, but it was obviously one of his pieces. But it was so cool. You'd be walking down the office and you'd see all these people's names on the office, and they all just had these amazing glass artworks on their office door. So that's really one of the things I remember the most from my time at DC Comics. Giganta. So she grows big, as the name implies. Gorilla Grodd, boring character to me. I am not a Gorilla Grodd fan at all. They actually had way too many monkeys in the DC Supervillains. The Gray Ghost. See, this is one of those characters that's like use once and destroy. You put them in a Lego game once, and that's it. That's their moment of sunlight and glory. And you know, I can't like fault those characters. You have Grayson. This is back when Dick Grayson was just doing his own thing. I never read the books, but from what I understand, they were really good. It's kind of like Mission Impossible. Green Arrow. Obviously, I'm a huge Green Arrow fan. Arrow himself is in this game, so that is obviously my preferred Arrow for the game. But this is when they had him being a little bit more serious. Green Lantern. Using that WB, their attachment to WB to the best their disposal. So there's obviously Daffy Duck as Green Lantern. I actually kind of think that's cool. Harley Quinn. Speaking of characters that have come a long way, Harley Quinn is right there with Wonder Woman. These are the two faces of the female DC Comics. Harley Quinn, maybe even more than Wonder Woman in some ways. She has just transformed since this game. And she was already popular at this point. But man, has she exploded since this game came out. There's like so many versions of Harley Quinn now. And I think it's pretty cool. And I think that she's appropriate for a character that they could focus on. She also killed Wally West. So, suck it, Wally West fans. You got Hawkgirl. And you've got Hawkman. I love Hawkman. Hawkman's one of my favorite DC Comics characters. I still don't even think they've... Like, I want them to show Savage Hawkman. Like, that was Hawkman at his best as far as I'm concerned. You have Heatwave. He's in the new game. And then you have Hush. Obviously, Heatwave, mostly famous from The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow. Hush is a Batman villain, if you will. Indigo 1, leader of the Indigo tribe, basically. The Indigo Lanterns. They all have just generic names. Indigo tribe warrior. Whatevs. Jon Stewart. Very, very popular Lantern. They are potentially, allegedly doing a new Green Lantern movie with Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan. I don't really know who I want to be either. The Joker, 1966. Is this what? Cesar Romero? Then the Joker in Batman disguise. So here we have our goons. You got the Joker goon. They did away with henchmen and goons. Joker mime. Space. Yeah. So no more goons in the new games. I like that. Here's Calabac. Calabac got a big upgrade in LEGO DC Supervillains. He's obviously one of the new gods, or one of Darkseid's minions. Crazy that Darkseid himself isn't even in this game. Kevin Smith, like, how could you not be happy to have Kevin Smith? They actually had a lot of celebrities in this game. You think about it, but then you kind of like go through and see it in action. It's like, wow, they really kind of did go a little overboard. Kid Flash. Now I don't know if this is Bart. I think this is. I don't know, is Bart Allen, Wally West, whoever you want it to be. We're going to see a Young Justice DLC soon, and I hope they use him as Impulse. So, Killer Moth. I do not understand the fascination with Killer Moth. He's a Batman villain, and he just seems like everybody always wants Killer Moth in the game. And it's weird. It's crazy. Maybe it's because he had been in the other games before. But like, I could not believe how many people wanted Killer Moth to be back in Lego DC Supervillains. And to me, like, I don't even think he's that popular, like, that big of a deal for Batman. Like, but I guess he's on, like, some of the different Batman cartoons, so. Kilowog. Basically the drill sergeant of the Green Lantern Corps. So, pretty cool. White Lantern. I don't know why they didn't just call him Kyle Rayner. But this is Kyle Rayner as the White Lantern. Now, for a lot of people, Kyle Rayner is the most popular Green Lantern. I feel like it always comes down to Hal, Kyle, or John. But with a heavy leaning, like, it's more like 45 towards Hal and 35 towards Kyle. And then, like, 15 towards John, and then, like, I don't know, I can't do math that quick. Whatever's left towards everybody else. So, true story, Kyle was not the first White Lantern. Sinestro was. Larfleeze, very, very absent in LEGO DC Supervillains. I really would have loved to have seen him back and upgraded and enhanced, but it's not a game about the Lanterns in DC Supervillains, so I understand why they left him out. He wouldn't really have necessarily fit in the storyline, but, you know, we got him in this game. Maybe the next one. Lexbot. Here's all these Lex Luthor disguises. Lex Luthor disguised as Hawkman. And disguised as a very ugly Wonder Woman. Aw, Lobo. Love Lobo. The man. The main man. Becky Lynch, definitely stole her gimmick from him. One of my favorite characters in all of DC Comics, for sure. Mad Hatter. Doing his best Gambit 52 card pickup impression. Man-Bat, another one that people are just gaga over. And I guess I get Man-Bat more than Killer Moth. But, look, absence makes the heart grow fonder. And while I do hope that they're done with Lego Bat... Like, I hope the next game is not Lego Batman 4, because I'm kind of over that. I get why people want a lot of Batman characters, because it's what you're used to. Like, Batman... Like, DC has used Batman as a crutch for so long, and, you know, Man-Bat's just a popular baddie. Manchester Black, they always try to get their British characters in here. Metallo had a very, very big upgrade in the new game. You deal with him very, very quickly. Miss Martian. I don't think I appreciated, like, I didn't appreciate Young Justice at this point, so I didn't really appreciate her being in this game the way I do now. Mr. Freeze. I feel like he's a character you kind of almost have to have in every game as, like, just a main Batman villain, but, you know, if they do another Lego DC, like, superheroes next, maybe he's a character that gets the axe, because he's been in quite a few of these. Mr. Mitzbitlick. I mean, they got Gilbert Gottfried to voice him. That's amazing. And he's actually, like all the effects and everything that he has are really cool, but it was cute that he was in this game. I guess it was cute that they used him even again, but hopefully that's the last we see of him, because I don't ever want to learn how to pronounce his name. Music Meister. Another character. I think this is like a Batman the Animated Series popular character. Like, that's where his popularity comes from. I can't believe he's been in multiple games. It's insane to me, but you know, there you go. Music Meister. Nightwing. So this is the red Nightwing version. Obviously in the new game they used the blue, and I think they made his sticks like glowy, which is awesome. Very, very popular DC character, you know, and I think there's like the third different version of Dick Grayson in this game, because I really do feel like the Robin is almost Dick Grayson too. It's definitely not Damian. Orange Construct Worker. So for those of you that don't know, Larfleeze is the only Orange Lantern, and all of the other deputies or whatever in the Orange Lanterns are constructs, and he can actually absorb creatures and beings and people and turn them into his construct. So that was an interesting kind of concept. Orion had a massive upgrade in LEGO DC Super Villains. The Son of Darkseid, a new god of the apocalypse. Parasite. They literally, I don't want to say they literally copied and pasted him into the new game, but I was a little surprised to see him again. I know he pops up in Young Justice, and I feel like they used a decent amount of characters from Young Justice, especially since there's going to be DLC, but I don't know. I could have done without Parasite in the new game. The Penguin, one of the signature Batman villains. Made a lot of sense to have him in the new game. Platinum. Platinum is, what was she from? Like Kingdom Come? All the different metal characters were a big deal in one of the kind of seminal 80s storylines. So I don't know why they pigeonholed her in here, but we got Platinum, we got Poison Ivy. Love her new 52 costume in the new game, but also just a signature Batman villain. Polka Dot Man. Now, he got voiced by Greg Miller from Kinda Funny in the new game, and that is the only reason I can even tolerate having him in more than one game. Now, I get it. This is definitely the type of goofy character that they go after. I was a little annoyed that he was in this game. At least they gave him a good voice actor for the new one, but I don't know. I wish they had just done him in one or the other, and not both. The Question. A Reach Warrior. Whatever. A minion. Red Hood. Now, you get Red Hood in the new game. This is obviously Jason Todd. You get him in LEGO DC Supervillains by doing a boss battle, but he looks a little bit better. I would have liked it if he got more of an upgrade, but I feel like he's a character that's on the come up. Red Lantern Warrior. Rage. Love that animation. Red Tornado. Always loved Red Tornado's tornado. The animations on it just looks so cool. Reverse Flash, obviously one of the big villains of LEGO DC Supervillains. He got his early appearance in with this game. The Riddler does his little dance. Obviously, seminal Batman villain. Probably going to see him in all the games. Got the 66 version of the Riddler. Robin 1966. Robin disguised as Lex Luthor. Saint Walker, the leader of the Blue Lanterns, who represent hope. I like Saint Walker. So, you get to learn a lot about the Blue Lanterns in Blackest Night. But yeah, I actually have a poster on my wall and it has all the leaders. It has Indigo 1. It has Carol.
Saint Walker.
I forgot about this. It has Indigo 1, Saint Walker, Carol Ferris, Larfleeze, Hal Jordan, Sinestro, and Atrocitus. Shazam. Man, this is going to be the year of Shazam and Billy Batson, right? About to have his own movie. Wait, didn't he Shazam? Oh, I guess he doesn't change to Billy in this, does he? Sinestro. Leader of the Yellow Lanterns. And, you know, my main man, Disciple of Fear's fave. Let's just say he's one of the most powerful characters in the DC universe. You know, he's been a Green Lantern. I think he's worn all the rings, actually. He's one of the few characters to do it all because he was the first White Lantern. It was supposed to be Hal, but it ended up being him. And then Hal ended up going like right after. So, Sinestro. We'll leave him out for a bit. I forgot he did some of that stuff too. Then you just have a regular Sinestro Core Warrior. Stargirl. Justice Society of America. Star Sapphire, Carol Ferris. Love Carol Ferris. So Green Lantern was a movie with Ryan Reynolds, and Blake Lively was Carol Ferris, and I believe that's actually where they like fell in love and got married and now created a child, which is kind of cool if you think about it. So I feel like Star Sapphire, Carol Ferris will always be a special character to them. So, you know, and even if the movie bombed, like they literally became a thing because of it. So I don't know. Like I didn't mind that movie. Got Superboy. This is like his Superboy Prime suit. You got a few different versions of Supergirl. Now, Supergirl in Lego Dimensions could actually become a Red Lantern. Here's a classic version. And I think that's one of the reasons I appreciate Supergirl the most, is because she did become a Red Lantern. Here's Superman in his black suit. They call it a solar suit. Swamp Thing, you have a couple different versions. This is the new 52 version. But I don't even think he like spreads his wings. I feel like that's a lost opportunity. He should have had his wings. And then you have his standard OG version where he's like growing peppers and stuff. Swamp Thing, James Wan is going to be directing something for Swamp Thing. I don't know if it's a movie or a TV show, but I grew up watching the TV show way back in the day. So you have Thunderer. Again, one of those like characters they like to sneak in that's obscure. So cool with that. Tim Drake as Tim Drake. So maybe the Robin is Tim Drake, which is what I said earlier. I wasn't sure if that's who it was. I don't know why we needed Tim Drake like by himself, but we got him. You got Toyman. Also in the new game, you got the Trickster, also in the new game, but with voice work by Mark Hamill, which makes it that much better. Ultra Humanite. This is the one that doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why he's in this game and Lego DC Supervillains. I could have done without one, you know? Like, everybody's like, oh, well, this is one of Superman's, like, first villains and whatever. I don't care. Like, it's a damn gorilla, okay? And I don't need, like, 18 gorillas. So, I could have done without Ultra Humanite, but whatever. It's not the end of the world. Vibe. Cisco Ramon. It's amazing that we didn't really realize what we had with Vibe here. And there's a version of Vibe in the TV Heroes pack. Wonder Girl, also in the new game, I believe. I assume this is Cassie. Cheetah as Wonder Woman, because we need more Cheetah. No, Wonder Woman as Cheetah, I'm sorry. Zamaron Warrior, this is the Star Sapphires, basically. Zatanna, a member of the Justice League Dark DLC. I almost feel like I like this version a lot better. Like, I like her confidence as she just kind of stares there. And then the Fierce Flame, which I believe is a character that was created for this game. Like, somebody actually, like, created this character. A speedster. And then we get into DLC. We got Feora. And we've got General Zod. I was just watching Smallville recently and kind of I like to, like, when I go to bed, I'll like run Netflix or Hulu, and I hadn't run Hulu in a while, so I loaded up Hulu, and I had been going through Smallville, and I was at the point where, you know, all the Kryptonians came, and Clark was working with Feora and Zod. Just brought back memories. You know, Jor-El, obviously Superman's dad. You got Kelex, which is like the robot that helped him in the DLC. You got Lara Lorvan. I believe this is Clark's mom. So you got Superman from Man of Steel. This was my favorite version of Superman in this game. I don't know why, I just like those extra piping in his suit. You got Toran. And then a Zod agent. Which strangely looks just like Superman. Then we got into some of the Batman 75th Anniversary DLC. We got Azrael Batman. So I don't think this is Azrael himself. This is just Batman as Azrael. We still need actual Azrael in this game. Gosh darn it. Or maybe it's Azrael as Batman. Either way, we need like the red Azrael. You got Batman from Brave and the Bold. And then you got Batman from Dark Knight Returns, the Frank Miller Batman, where he's like looking all bulky and brooding.
It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me.
Huh. Detective Comics number 27, first appearance Batman. I love his cowl here. Like, I don't know, man. Like, the way his cowl looks is just awesome. I'm not even a big Batman fan, but I like that. Batman Gotham by Gaslight. I mean, I get what they're doing here, but this was a little bit of a boring Batman suit. Sinestro Corps Batman. Love it. He wasn't even a Yellow Lantern, like, for that long, if at all. I think, like, Sinestro tried to force it on him, and he, like, rejected it. Vampire Batman. I don't honestly remember when he was a vampire or the storyline behind this, but Zebra Batman. I actually have this as a Funko Pop. It's like a 2-pack, I believe. So we have Bane from Dark Knight Rises. You can't talk about Bane without trying and attempting to fail doing his voice. Dark Knight Trilogy Batman. you know. Some say that it's the defining moment of DC Comics in the movies. I say that's Aquaman. Commissioner Gordon. The Joker nurse. I mean, I have to say, this is an iconic moment in comic book movies. The nurse scene with Joker. I like Heath Ledger, don't get me wrong. Ra's al Ghul. I liked Heath Ledger as Joker, don't get me wrong. But I think we romanticize him a little bit, okay? Like, he's iconic, don't get me wrong. It was an amazing portrayal. But I feel like if he didn't die, I don't know that it would have been quite the same. I feel like his death kind of enhanced the role. It's kind of like the way we think of The Crow. The Crow's a good movie, but like we romanticize it because Jason Lee died, you know, during it. So I don't know. Selena Kyle. This is the Anne Hathaway version of Catwoman with her weird little cat ears. SWAT team member. Could have done without this. And the crazy thing is I thought Aaron Eckhart did an amazing job as Two-Face in that movie. Totally underappreciated. Totally underappreciated. So, Two-Face, Harvey Dent, whatever. Ace the Bat-Hound from Batman Beyond. So this was, excuse me, I feel like a signature piece of DLC for this game. I think Batman Beyond is... Here's Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis, and he flies. This was like the DLC everybody wanted. You can actually make him very easily in LEGO DC Supervillains. You got Blight, one of the big villains from Batman Beyond. You got Bonk. You got old crotchety Bruce Wayne. Not to be confused with young crotchety Bruce Wayne. You have Ink. Who is not an escapee from Splatoon at all. You have the Joker. You have Mr. Freeze from Batman Beyond. No, they didn't really differentiate him all that much. He's just a little bit of a darker version. Although he did do this. I forgot all about this, if I'm being honest. They're forgiven. Rainbow Batman. Now this was a standalone like DLC. You just like, I remember I bought a code off eBay to get this. He throws rainbow batarangs. I don't know if I have it anymore. I have not sold many Funko Pops, but I think I sold this one for a little bit of a profit. Rainbow Raider, also part of that DLC. I don't know what that was all about, but that's what they did. Oh, my personal favorite. We have Arrow. I'm going to leave him out for a bit. We have Canary from Arrow. The good version of Canary. Felicity Smoke. I like Felicity, and I can't remember the actress's name off the top of my head. I like her personally, but the Olicity stuff is garbage. Garbage. You got the Huntress. This is obviously some early Arrow stuff. You got Island Goon. A little bit of a waste, but I don't feel like we had... we have John Diggle. We weren't that deep into Arrow lore at this point. Malcolm Merlin. More John Barrowman is always a great thing. And I loved the fact that they used him as Merlin in Lego DC Supervillains, and it's really like he was one of the more underappreciated voice actors in the game for sure. Roy Harper. These are the good old days of Arrow. Like, I haven't watched this season at all. I've decided I'm gonna wait until all this CW stuff is done for the year, and then I'm gonna watch them when they come out on Blu-ray. But man, I miss having him in the mix. You have Slade Wilson. And you have Amanda Waller, who I believe is dead in Arrowverse. Alright, this is the Squad. Oh no, Amanda Waller is from the Squad DLC, the Suicide Squad. So you have Captain Boomerang. This is right when Suicide Squad came out. That abomination of a movie. You've got the upgraded Deadshot, which looks awesome. Way better than the one that we had in the core game. And the much improved Deathstroke. Like, these two got a serious upgrade from the core game. El Diablo, obviously, is a big-time character from Suicide Squad. And then we have Killer Shark. Killer Shark, do 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 do. Killer Shark, do 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 do. Killer Shark. Now you're gonna have that stuck in your head all day. Wait, doesn't he do his little dance? I think he has to like just kind of sit there. Anyway. Killer Shark, do 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 do. Killer Shark, do 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 do. Killer Shark. Excuse me. Harley Quinn, as she was having her come up, a new, better version of Harley. I like that they left out all the tattoos. I hate the tattoos. Katana. There's the dance. Then we have the Bizarro Squad, Bat-Zarro. Then we have Bizarra. Ugh. Hag. Then we have Bizarro. Oh man, Bizarro got such an upgrade in LEGO DC Supervillains. Like, he's cool here, don't get me wrong, but I love his version in LEGO DC Supervillains. And you know, now that I'm looking at it, I think this King Shark is even better. This is the Cyborg. Zorro. And then Dark Side, of course. This is a pretty good DVD. Excuse me. If you don't have it, the Bizarro League, Justice League versus Bizarro League. It's crazy that Darkseid ended up being the big villain of LEGO DC Supervillains, and he was only DLC in this game. Desaad. We obviously see him as well. Green Zorro. And then they were able to sneak in Guy Gardner as another Green Lantern. I love it that a lot of the Earthbound Green Lanterns all have different costumes. This is part of the DLC. We have Kathy Kane as Batwoman. I love the way she looks. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what Ruby Rose does with her in the TV show. We also got Killer Frost. I much prefer this version of Killer Frost. Well, at least the skin color. I like the lighter blue than the darker blue. Mera, we just finally got his DLC in the first Aquaman DLC. By the way, the second part of the Aquaman DLC comes out Tuesday, January 8th. They haven't even announced that yet. I think they're just going to be like, surprise! Plastique. I believe we saw Plastique in The Flash as a metahuman. Power Girl. Oh my gosh. Power Girl is blessed with some amazing assets, and there are some ladies that cosplay as her, and they do very well. And I guess I'm going to leave it at that without being too creepy. Listen. Look, don't touch. That's all I say. All right? Power Girl is very well blessed. And, you know, I'm a guy. What can I say? I might even say she might be my favorite female character in DC. Raven. How far has she come? She got her own minifig, didn't she, in Lego Dimensions? Maybe she didn't get a minifig, but she's in Lego Dimensions. She's in a major character in DC Supervillains. She's had a big upgrade since being just free DLC. This is the last free DLC they did, the spoiler. Now, the spoiler was, who's this? I can't remember her name, but she was also Batgirl for a minute. She's a blonde, and she was Batgirl. She was actually Batgirl, like, I actually read her story. She was pretty cool. Starfire. It's crazy to me that all these characters got left out and just got added as this awesome free DLC pack. Terra. It's like the Villainous and Heroines pack. And then Vixen. And a lot of these characters ended up in the core game of LEGO DC Supervillains. So, that is quite the list. I don't even know how many characters there are. I don't think I missed anybody. I think I finally managed to do the whole thing without missing anybody. Who are your favorites from this list? This is a great game, and I know that the hub worlds weren't favorable, but it was still a fun game, you know? And you can usually get it now for like $5, if that. So if you've never played it, I definitely suggest that you do. And if you haven't played LEGO DC Supervillains yet, obviously I recommend that as well. So, this is another retrospective all characters unlocked video. I hope everybody enjoyed, and we will see ya.